winter storms are pretty uncommon in most parts of the Southeast, but obviously they could have severe and devastating impacts when they do occur. In this instance, the DOT is gearing up to address operations for an upcoming major snow and ice event that's expected to blanket most of the state. And there's not a whole lot of kind of previous, weather events to go off of, but there are a couple previous snowstorms in the past that would be helpful to go back and review traffic conditions and the kind of response in terms of plowing and opening roadways after the storm. So with the special event date selection tool within Traffic Monitor, we can do just that. So what we'd like to do first is go into the map settings over here on the right menu. We can select our date picker like we would normally. You'll see here at the bottom of the calendar, there is a tab for special events. You'll see here that some special events have already been preloaded, but it's easy enough to go in and add additional special dates. Again, from any time within the past 2 years, or looking ahead if there's an upcoming event that you want to kind of store and save for future review. So what I could do here is go in and add an additional special event. I'll click here, and we can look at a single date, or we can specify a range of dates. Again, anytime within the past 2 years. So again, we can just go ahead and select a couple of dates, provide a name, as well as you can load an additional kind of baseline comparison month. So if we're looking at dates back in February of 2025, we can go in and look at, say, a typical day as a baseline for the same or a similar month. And once we've done that, we can go and click Save and add that special event, and the traffic condition data will be loaded for those specific dates. So going back here, we've now loaded our special event dates during that previous snowstorm. This is in January of 2025. We can now go and select a particular day during that winter storm event. We'll select January 10th. And as this is loading, again, you can go and look at different traffic metrics, including speeds, volumes, delays, and travel times. And of course, you can go and kind of compare that against some sort of historical baseline as well. And if we're going back again as a DOT user, I want to understand the traffic conditions along some of the major arterials during this previous snow event, and what was the timing of the kind of slowdowns in terms of speed, so I can better communicate updates to the traveling public for this upcoming event. And so we'll go down here to our slider here. We'll click play and animate, and we can again look at some speed conditions along some of the corridors. Again, as you're starting to see the snow event start, you're starting to see, speeds, slow down throughout all of the corridors. And again, we can start to see the impacts across the whole system. Additionally, we could go in and look at other metrics as well. So for example, we could go in and look at, the volumes on that particular day compared to some sort of baseline to see if motorists heeded information from DOT about staying off the roadways. And the good news is that kind of during the heart of the snowstorm, you see the blue and greens here. This represents a lower than normal traffic volume. Now, jumping ahead here, you can also, again, identify maybe some potential anomalies. And one thing going through here was that some folks decided to brave the elements and attend a college basketball game near this university campus. So again, you can start to see some maybe unexpected impacts that may inform kind of future, strategies around informing motorists about roadway closures. And then finally, I would like to revisit this kind of comparison metric here. as you know, you can go in and select a specific date of interest. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and select an event during this upcoming, or I guess in this case, as the storm is ongoing here in 2026. And I'd like to compare travel times along an interstate corridor to that from a previous event. So I'm going to go here, and rather than selecting a specific month for the baseline, I'm going to go and actually look at one of those special event days. So what you're visualizing on this time series here is, in this case, travel times along this interstate corridor. You can see the project limits here in blue, and you can see what a kind of free-flowing travel time is in green. You can see what we're monitoring kind of during this current snowstorm in 2026 in yellow, and we can also see what that same travel time was during the previous event. In this case, a winter storm, but again, this could be also a special event like a concert or sporting event. And another thing to maybe look at is kind of once the storm has ended and roads are being plowed, what is the kind of the time to kind of clear up travel conditions to make that safe for the motorist. And what you're seeing here again is pretty similar kind of a curve here in terms of the decrease in travel time or the increase in speed as conditions improve along the corridor.